Good win. I thought we came out ready to go. Thought we had some good prep leading into it, and clearly our press got them sped up a little bit, and we were able to hit a barrage of threes there for a while and kind of stretch it out. But I thought our kids played the right way, played hard, executed what we wanted to, and when we make shots at that clip, it's pretty good stuff.
Kind of talking about preparation, on this big win streak, how do you not let complacency kind of creep in?
Honestly, I've said it a couple times, we're just a group that focuses on what the task at hand is, right? And we approach practice trying to win, we approach shoot around trying to win, and we just it's just 1-0 today, over and over and over. So there's a little bit of Groundhog Day to it. There's a little bit of repetition to what we do, and an immature team can get bored with the repetition, but repetition is what makes you great. So a mature team understands the process, and we have to do this, and we have to do this well. I think I've got a great staff that doesn't allow for these kids to do anything other than be at their best. You take all of that and you take a bunch of really good players that are about the right stuff, and you can put together streaks. But for us, it doesn't feel like that, because each game is just in and of itself. It takes on its own life. They're just in the middle of it. There's just no time to think about all that.
Yeah. And then for both the players, kind of talking about that one at a time process, just can you guys speak on how you fit into that process, what it means to you?
I would say it's kind of just the mindset you have coming into this culture. Mm-hmm. It's not about who we played 2 games from now. It's not about who we played 3 games ago. It's about our next game that's coming up. While the game's going, it's about that game that we're in. And then once that's over, it's a complete flip. That game, we'll learn from it. But then that's all we're getting from that game. We're on to the next one.
Yeah. I agree on everything that she said. It's basically we know who we are, and we have the experience, we have the want to, and we know what we can do. And it's basically just today we're thinking about this game. We're not thinking about what we're going to do tomorrow in practice. We're not thinking about who we're playing Wednesday. We just think about okay, it's 1-0 today, and after that we'll just think of what's next. We don't think about what's going to happen.
And then Estelle, you were 0-4 on Wednesday against Kent, and then you come out here and have 18, a new career high. Kind of, what do you think the difference was between the two nights?
I actually don't know. It was a game that I didn't make shots, but the team didn't make shots. It was just some of those days, but we defended on that game, and today it was one of those days that we made a bunch of shots, and it could have been me, it could have been somebody else. I have the confidence to shoot them, but if Natalie shoots them, we all know that she can make them as well. So I think it's just we have the confidence in one another, and it's just one of those days. So just feels good.
And then Brady, I know we've talked about kind of how important players like Estelle and Annie are off the bench. Just how important is that she's able to come in and make that difference for the team?
Well, if you just look at today, so they came out and tried to triangle into us, and they're going to take Allie out, they're going to try to take Maddie out, and so I think Marie hit an early one, but then we came in off the bench and we kind of went a little bit smaller, knowing what they were trying to do, saying, okay, if you're going to let Estelle play horse, then we'll go with it. And so it's kind of what she was talking about. We spend very little time with who's getting what shot, and we spend a whole lot of time on what kind of shot we're getting, and then they put in the work outside of practice to make sure that when they're taking it, they've got confidence to make it. So and we just, that permeates through our whole locker room. So I knew what was coming in terms of the defense, and I knew what we were going to be able to do. And so when we went to that smaller lineup early, there was a reason for it, and she made me look good, right?
And then now, kind of another night where you're all over the stat book. Do you think this is some of the best basketball you've been playing over your career?
I would say potentially, yeah. You know, it's really easy to, you know, look for your shooters. You know, I feel like I'm able to, you know, get it deep into the paint, draw some people to me, and then, like Estelle said, it could be anyone's night. Like, you know, today was her. Next game it could be Maddie. Game after that it could be Marie. Like, I would say, like, our team is like, I don't know, like kind of like a pineapple. You know, like you can serve them so many different ways. Sliced, chopped. You know, like you can serve them in little circles. You got chunks. Like, you never know what you're gonna get exactly. You know, like there's so many different ways to swing it, and it makes it really fun for me. You know, being able to just play that way and not, oh, I have to look for her. Like, I have to, like, know it can literally be anyone's night.
Yeah. And then my last question, I think we're about halfway through the MAC play now for Brady. Just where do you think this team could still improve on?
I mean, there's so many places, you know, and that's the beauty of this group. Like, you know, we go in and watch film, and we do it after every game, and it's just kind of the way I am. Like, it tends to be all the stuff we didn't do right. I try to throw a few things in there to make them feel better about what they just did, you know, but, you know, this group wants to see the stuff that we didn't get right so that we can improve on it, you know. And so, you know, the one thing coming out of that Kent State game we didn't like was our rebound, right? So we talked about it, you know, we didn't, this time of year you can't go out and do crazy rebounding drills, right? So you got to hope that you have a team that listens and understands. And, you know, you saw us going and get no boards. You know, we out-rebounded them, which we needed to do to win the game. So that's something that we try to identify after every game. And I think that's one of the things that keeps them on their toes a little bit, you know, is it would be easy to, you know, become a fan and pat each other on the back and talk about, you know, but there's so much into the next game plan and how we didn't do A, B, and C as well as we want to. And this group is driven to get all that right. And, you know, I've said it all year long, there's a real will to win. But it might be even more than that. There's a real will to do it to the, like, level of standards we want it to be. You know, there's a real, like, they get it, they understand it, and they want to be that team really, really bad. So that's fun to come to work with, and, you know, the byproduct is good basketball and wins.
So got one for each of the players. Estelle, obviously 18 points, but you also had 6 assists and 4 rebounds. Do you feel like this is one of your better games you've ever played here in your 4 years?
I've played so many, I can't really tell you. I've been here too long. But I don't know, it's just the night that I felt comfortable. Everyone was getting what we wanted. We found the looks, we found my shots. As he said, like, they were letting me play horse, so I'm just gonna shoot them. And I could be me, it could be anybody else. And it was just one night that it was like that, and it feels good, you know. But, you know, I can't just get hung up on this and be like, oh, today was today, and then.
But you can do it again if you'd like.
Yeah. but yeah, you know, it's a good game. You know, it feels good. But, you know, now you just gotta forget about it and then go again Wednesday and try to do it again.
And then for Nyla, there's so many stats that reflect, you know, you having a good game. But how do you know in your mind that you're doing the things on the floor that you're supposed to be doing to help your team win?
Honestly, I kind of base my good games off my defense. Like, not that would really shock many people in here, but, like, if I feel like, you know, I did my job defensively, I was in the right spots to help my teammates, you know, I was able to, you know, be disruptive on the ball. For me, it's a good game. And as long as, like, I like to look at my assist to turnover ratio too. If those two things are good, I'm set. I'm good.
That's all I got.
All right, thank you guys.